not so often do we get a company or a product that really changes what is possible for the low budget solo filmmaker. And that's where companies like DJI revolutionized filmmaking with drones. You have companies like Aperture, which has revolutionized what's possible for smaller creatives with the smaller budgets with incredible light quality. And that's kind of where this company comes along. Tilta introduced the Hydra Alien car mount system a couple years ago, and it really revolutionized what is possible for small crews, small budgets, or solo filmmakers in relation to filming either car chases, car to car, or just car mounting in general. Now, I've had the Hydra Alien car mount system for a little over a year. And in that time, I have used it on so many different shoots. I've used it on documentaries, I've used it on commercials, I've used it on short narrative films. And it's just such a versatile piece of gear that for me has truly unlocked all this creativity and unlocked these shots that previously would have either cost tens of thousands of dollars or required a much bigger crew. And now I can do it by myself. It's an all-in-one kit. You're getting not only a car mounting system, but you're also getting a anti-vibration dampener. You're getting a shock absorbing arm, which previously cost thousands of dollars just for that piece. So the fact that you get not only all these different pieces, but they all work seamlessly in one package is amazing. When you're doing car-to-car shots, you need batteries that are gonna actually last. When you're running either follow focus systems, when you're running external monitors, when you're running cameras for like a long period of time, you need battery life. And the cool thing is you're able to mount either gold mount or V-mount batteries and then run D-taps off that. So you can power your Ronin or whatever gimbal you choose to use. But I've also used it to run a D-tap to DC and run my C70. And that's done a couple of things. One is I can run all day because I have battery just coming in. Never have to worry about swapping batteries or is it gonna run out, and I can just leave the camera on while we're doing all of the shoot. But the second thing is it also mitigates some of the weight, which means that I can mount heavier setups or I can choose heavier glass and the gimbal isn't burdened with that extra weight. So one of the other cool things about the system is that there's really several ways to control it and to monitor what the shot is and control the camera. So you obviously have the Ronin is what I use. I use the Ronin 2. And with that, you can use the DJI Assist app, and then you can use your DJI Raven Eye to control it from just your phone. And believe it or not, the Active Track actually works pretty amazing. So for like a true one-man solo filmmaker, you can do Active Track and then be driving the chase car, the follow car, while the other person just drives the car. You literally need two people. Being able to knock out shots with a crew of two is incredible, especially car chasing shots that are a lot more complex. So I think the best way, if you don't already have a system in place for external monitoring and external controls of your Ronin, is to go with the Tilta controls. They're made for the system. You can actually do a cable in, which is great because you never have to worry about losing connection or losing the feed or any of that stuff. And what you're getting is just a rock solid setup that's gonna work time and time again. I kind of liken it to when DJI came out with the monitors integrated into the remote. You can't go back once you don't have to worry about having your phone charged, or is it gonna die, or are you gonna get a text, whatever it is during flying, you can just fly the drone. You have the monitor right there. For us, when I originally bought it, we were, as we always are, you know, you're low on budget a bit. And so I already had an external kind of video transmission setup with a monitor, and then I had Raven Eye and I had a PS4 controller. So for Code Red, that's kind of what we primarily used, was a PS4 controller connected to the Ronin via the app. And then I had another transmission coming to a monitor inside the car. That worked great for our needs, and that was kind of our favorite setup for most of what we shot. Then any shot that wasn't using the shock absorbing arm, we just hard mounted the camera. And those are some of my favorite shots. I think a lot of times what we've seen with the introduction of the Ronins and of the different gimbals and cameras and drones especially is we're moving our cameras all the time. Pushing in, pushing out, panning, all these different shots, all this different movement, but the movement is just because we can. It's not because there's an actual reason for the shot. It's not motivated by anything. I think that everybody is needs to move more towards is saying, okay, when do we want to use movement? How do we want to use movement to better tell the story and to deliver the emotion of whatever the character is or whatever that scene is? And so that's where it's been really cool, because hard mounting the camera lets your viewer be fully encompassed into the shot. One thing I love is when we filmed a documentary series here in Sicily a couple years ago, it was a cam, a B cam, and then a C cam that basically is doing drones, B-roll, and photos, right? Then you have a director and you have a producer who's also kind of running audio. Now, obviously on narratives, you already have a script, you have a full set of what you're shooting that day. It's very organized in a timely manner, but on a documentary, you have to kind of roll with what is happening and let the story unfold before you. And being able to kind of just pivot at any point is amazing and very important on a documentary. On a whim, okay, let's set up a car shot and it takes me 5 minutes to get set up and rolling is huge. It's imperative for the story, as well as it makes it to where it's actually something that's possible and something I want to bring on every shoot. So basically, to sum it up, the Hydra Alien system has just, it's been incredible this year. It's really changed the way that I think about stuff and what I think is possible. And it's really unlocked for me the ability to go out and just shoot shots that I wouldn't have ever been able to get. Tilta did just announce the Hydra Arm Mini, which is basically a mini camera crane that goes on top. So you're able to go low and then move the camera on a crane up and all the way around 360 around the car. It's pretty amazing. And at a fraction of the cost. So it just kind of confirms what I said at the beginning, which is Tilta, I really think, is one of the next companies, similar to DJI, similar to Aputure, that has just changed the industry for solo filmmakers. And they're doing it in a way that's awesome, bringing down the price of this gear that used to cost tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, to film crews and film sets that just don't have the budget, but have the creativity and need a way to actually see their vision come to life.